Hey there, friends. Thanks for joining me today. I've been doing a deeper dive on gut health recently and doing some research and re-listening to a lot of the podcasts that I'd already listened to. Some of these podcasts I'll listen to 2 and 3 times. I mean, I just put them on when I'm in the gym working out. I put them on when I'm in the car, and then, spend a little time when I'm around the house with them. But I've been re-listening to them a lot lately for a little project I'm working on, and I wanted to point out a few other aspects of a healthy gut microbiome, other than just beyond digestion. I've talked about this on here a number of times, and it just kind of hit me that it's like, well, I think sometimes probably people, if your digestion is already pretty good, a lot of times we can always make it better, but people that are not suffering or not having any major problems are like, well, I don't really need to pay too much attention to this because my digestion is okay. But there are benefits to a healthy gut microbiome that go beyond simply our digestion and that focus on it. And I'm just going to kind of read from my notes here. I was doing some research this morning on ChatGPT, and I've got the highlights here. And what I will do is I will drop a link below to some of the to the ChatGPT notes that I have, and you can check them out. A lot of this is kind of stuff, like I say, Dr. Will Bulsiewicz is probably my number one source for gut health information, but I also have listened to and read stuff by Dr. Robin Chutkin, Dr. Alan Desmond. Seems like there's another couple of gut plant doctors, but I can't think of them right off the top of my head. But you want that strong gut and lots of variety, blah, blah, blah. I've talked about that a number of times before, just trying to get more plant variety into our bodies. But other than the digestion, a healthy gut can also strengthen the immune system and improve one's chances of surviving cancer. A lot of people don't know, like roughly 70 to 75% of our immune system resides within our gut. So you can see if our immune system resides within our gut, you can only imagine like how important our gut health is to our overall health in general. Gut microbes ferment fiber from our diet into short-chain fatty acids such as butyrate. And the butyrate and these other short-chain fatty acids signal the immune system to reduce stress, inflammation, and strengthen the gut barrier. This is like I remember listening to some talks like back around when COVID was happening, but in relation to other viral infections. When you have a strong, gut microbiome, it tends to give you a stronger immune system, which means you have a stronger reaction to these viral infections that come around. So, just everything that pops up, whether it's the flu, COVID, what have you, anything viral. And that's not saying that, you're immune from it, or you're invincible from it, or even you're not going to get sick from it and have a difficult time with it. What it's saying is chances are that when you have that strong gut microbiome, that you are going to do better against these kind of things, and your body is going to be able to fight off these infections. And conversely, an imbalanced gut can weaken the immune system. And you might relate to this if you know people, or if you've had very bad gut issues. A lot of times gut issues, there tend to come other health issues around that. And sometimes just two people with gut issues tend to get just things like colds and flus and those things a little bit more often. Another real interesting thing, and this is one that I'm a little bit shakier on, you'll have to read some of the stuff, some of the information I send to you, and maybe even take that kind of stuff. When I share a link like that, if you're interested, take little things within that. Go Google them for yourself. If you're using AI, go use whatever app you're using for that. Go search it for yourself. Read some of the studies. Make up your own mind. But the makeup of one's gut microbiome can also influence how well the immune system attacks tumors. when I was in the gym the other day, I've heard this before, but every time I hear it, it kind of blows my mind, like how, you know, even within these tumors, and this is where I get a little shaky, there's a microbiome or microbiota, there's microbiome within the tumor. And when there's more variety in that tumor, you have a better chance of fighting off that cancer, because tumors have their own microbial communities. And also studies have shown that melanoma patients with more diverse fiber-loving microbes respond significantly better to immunotherapy. So it's just kind of a win-win-win all around. The stronger our gut microbiome, the stronger we are overall. And then as far as mental health, a lot of things related to mental health can be caused by our gut. There is a strong gut-mind bond. I had a good friend that he was going through bad divorce and stuff with child custody and all that kind of stuff, and never had you know, digestive issues before. And boy, this just like put him into a knot, and he was going to doctors, couldn't figure out what was going on. There was nothing he was doing different, and nothing he was doing could help. Then when that situation eased up, I don't think he's had much problem with that since then. So our gut microbiome, as you're seeing, really affects everything about our health. So it just kind of works together. It just makes sense. And you know, if you haven't, I'll just give you the quickie. If you haven't watched my videos on this before, it's just about trying to get more plant variety. Eating, it's not about exclusion, it's about including more plants every week. Trying to shoot for that number, that kind of, you know, number everybody uses is around 30 different plant foods a week. And that doesn't necessarily mean 30 different fruits or vegetables. There's things within there. There's grains, legumes, there's nuts, there's seeds, there's spices, there's herbs. All those things feed different microbes. No matter how good something is, if you have a very limited diet, you're only feeding certain microbes. Everything we eat feeds certain microbes in our body. So, like I say, diversity, diversity, diversity. I'm starting to think more and more about this, even though I've been doing this for 13 years. You're always trying to improve a little bit. And that is my area to improve in, is to always try to be like, you know, I eat about 3 times a day, and getting in how many different things can I eat in those 3 meals throughout the day, and then throughout the week, like, okay, what did I eat yesterday? And then you just start to see how it's going. And it's really not that hard. You know, before I know it, I'm up to 30 or 40 a week, probably by Wednesday or Thursday. But anyhow, y'all go take a look at some of this, that link below, and read some of this for yourself, and go explore some of it for yourself. And yeah, hope y'all guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and have a great rest of the week. Peace.